Damn. So let me get this straight. Video games cost all of this. That's video games that they're talking about right now. Were these people playing video games when it happened? What about these people? Were these people playing video games when it happened? You know what? Now that I look at it, something tells me that I don't think it was video games. I don't think it's video games. I think it's something a little bit more deeper than that. Who's holding this clown accountable for what he's doing and how he's telling people how to do things? You don't have to be intelligent to understand that when something's not in your favor, you feel a force against you. When somebody's not in your favor, you feel a force against you. When people are not in your favor, you feel a force against you. I think it's something that we need to discuss. And we need to hold somebody accountable for it. When you create accountability, it goes to responsibility. Until we find that, there's going to be a gray area. And when there's a gray area, you can do whatever you want in the gray area and nobody can't say anything besides the person who owns the gray area. So my thing is this. That was a shame. That was a shame. There's things that shouldn't have happened that did happen and that is happening. Not only that, I'm afraid that they're going to happen. Right now it's 2019. We still got to go through 2020. During that time, people are going to feel a lot more entitled than they are right now.
If you're black, we cannot be friends. Go fucking die, you ugly ass black people. Black people are trash. They need to die. Like, I fucking hate black people. They're so annoying. So when the police were killing all those black people, I was so happy because I was like, fuck black people, go die, bitches.
I mean, I don't really let things get to me. But when your bullshit start affecting my bullshit, then we are in some bullshit. And I can't have that. I can't. So I'm holding myself accountable and myself responsible for the things that I know, the experiences I've been through. If I don't share or discuss, then I'm at fault. We came a long way. But you know what? We've been set back just as far as we came. So what do we do now? Who do you talk to now? Because they're killing all our leaders, all our influential people, gone. Just vanished. They getting sick. They overdosing. Their cases are unsolved. How many unsolved cases do we have? How many unarmed deaths do we have? What happened to the follow-up of those cases? Because it seems like nowadays you can shoot somebody and get a vacation while the mother's crying, the city doesn't pay out. How much is it for a life nowadays, and how do you determine that? A self-value of a life. I can't imagine losing somebody to somebody who's going to protect you. I'll go bananas. I'll go nuts. But this really never affected me before. I'm 40 years old. And right now it's starting to run over. And I'm not going to say do this or do that. But I will say we need to do something, because they're doing something. And they're ready for it. They got the bullets, they got the guns, and they're ready for it. So in broad daylight on body cams, we're getting executed. And they're getting vacations. Broad daylight. Tired of marching, Martin. I mean, we could do the Malcolm thing, but the political talks is not worth anything, because they're going to tell you to go back where you came from. Then you got the economy. You can hit people who are hurt. But you can't tell our fools where to spend their money at. They too happy buying Gucci belts and Versace flip-flops. We got enough billionaires in the entertainment business for ourselves to own our own neighborhoods. We can build educational centers. We can even create our own curriculum if we wanted to. But the money that we get, we decide to put it on our clothes to showboat in front of somebody else about what we have and what we don't have. You might as well burn your money, because nothing is going productive in the future to get us out of this rut situation. And sometimes I question myself, even if the situation is meant for us to get out of. Deuteronomy. And then I question, why doesn't anybody else see this situation? Or are they just oblivious to it? Or you know what, it's more like it's in their favor. So if something's in your favor, you're less likely to give it up because you don't want to lose the benefit that you have, or the privilege. That sounds about. And then there's the people who want to do things, which I understand, but you can't do things because the platform that you stand on is dependent on a certain income that you get. And if you will say something, you'll mess up that income. I understand that. I'm working on a workaround for that, if you want to speak your voice. I mean, we come into like a fork in the road. Actually, not even a fork in the road. The roads are coming together as merging to a decision has to be made. For the longest amount of time, the same thing has been going on since I was this tall, going to school, looking at the history books. Now I'm this tall, looking at the newspaper, and the same thing that I've seen in the history books this tall is happening when I'm this tall. And that is something I don't understand. Then I think, are we letting this happen into ourselves? You can go at the enemy, but the enemy is the enemy. He's ignorant. So cool. Okay, so what can we do ourselves to change the situation? Education and information, an idea and a strategy, something that could benefit our tomorrow. It's funny, we get happy about other people who get something, but our whole foundation, the village is still in the rut. But one person may leave the village and do their thing, but that village is still messed up. And nobody comes back to protect the village. And then that village is going to have an output of disturbed villagers that's going to go out and try to create a life of their own. And it's not going to work because the village was not put together properly by the people who was there. I'm not going to blame you for getting out of your village and starting a whole nother life in Calabasas. But you got to throw something back. Do you have to? No, you don't. But you got to. Because if not, that rut is going to happen again and again and again and again and again and again. Ownership. What really do we own? What do we have for ourselves that we can be proud of? Not what they gave you, but what do we have? What can we be proud of? I'm not talking about power. I'm not talking about Black History Month. I'm talking more of an accomplishment. Oh, we had a black president. Yeah, you had a black president. Ain't nothing happened. What can we get? I think the only thing that we can get is respect for ourselves and respect for the ancestors that laid down the line for us. I think what we can get is in touch. We can get in touch, see where we need to go and where we need to be at. The men need to step up and help the ladies out in the village because our village is destroyed. We got the ladies raising these kids. These kids don't know how to love. There's no man in the house. The female hate men or is going through men. The little girl grows up seeing what mommy does. The boy is very emotional. but easy to shoot somebody on the block. And the guys, us, just run around doing whatever we feel is right, which is not right. I gotta stop. I never thought I'd be saying something like this, but I'm seeing it. I don't think this was the intention, but it's happening. And until something gets done, they're gonna keep doing that. Let me know when you're ready, because I got some stuff to talk about.
I know tomorrow will come, but till that day get here. One of these days I know tomorrow will come, but until that day get here. One of these days I know tomorrow will come, but until those days get here. One of these days I know tomorrow will come, but until those days get here.